utolsó interjúján, amit sikerült nektek leszervezni. A 2-es halban az E155-ös tannál, a Fate készítőjénél. Ez egy Kickstarteres projekt volt, gyönyörű szép grafikák vannak a dobozon. Voltak éppen egy sci-fi világban játszódó kártya alapú szerepjátékról van szó, úgyhogy itt nem csak a társasjátékosok figyelmét kelthetjük fel talán, hanem a szerepjátékosok figyelmét is kicsit. Itt vagyunk a készítőkkel, a projekt kitalálóival, és hát majd ők mesélnek nekünk erről a szépségről. Nézzük is meg őket! We are at Fate with Maury, one of the designers of the game, from Spain, if I'm not mistaken. Say hi to viewers. Hi! So, basically, Fate, could you tell me a few words about it, what it is?
Okay, it is a science fiction RPG. We managed to release it a few months ago. What it brings, offers that other RPGs don't really manage to deliver is it has a lot of art, and everything it has, it's on the table. So you don't have a lot of really cool books that are gonna sit like on the drawer and you will never get to use them. Everything in the game comes in cards, so like you have this NPC deck and all the cards contain all the information you need to use them on both sides. So this is available for the GM to draw them whenever he wants. So when players, for example, get new items, they just get a card that shows them exactly what they got, what it does, and how it works. Again, information on both sides. And probably the most important feature is the player deck. So there is no dice involved in this game. Luck is not really a big factor in the game. Every player has one of these player decks. It's a standard poker deck. Has 54 cards, and at the beginning of the game you just draw 7 cards, and you're gonna use these 7 cards whenever there is an encounter. So instead of rolling dice, you have to choose which cards you play. You have to make sure you don't lose the encounter if it's important. You also have to make sure you don't run out of cards. So there's a few mechanics to draw cards back to your hand, but you have to manage that resource, which is your cards, and that gives an additional level of strategy to the game.
Nice, it's a really unique mechanic, so we haven't seen it before anywhere. And could you talk about the setting?
Setting? Yeah. So the game would take place in an universe, alternative universe, around 1,000 years from now. There is 2 main species, which are the Iskel and the Corvo. I can show you here. So you have 2 main species. The Corvo are these ugly-looking creatures. They look like insects or something like that. They're rather small. They're highly technological and very capitalistic creatures. So they're just looking to expand their market. They want to buy, sell everything they can, and they also love to buy everything that is available. So they live in this very economically hungry civilization, which is ever growing, ever expanding. On the other hand, you find the Iskel, which are kind of like the opposite. They are these tall and slender creatures. They are extremely social, and they have this unique ability. It's called hyperlink, and it allows them to kind of communicate with each other through brainwaves. So it's sort of like telepathy. They can form these large networks in which every skull inside a city is connected, and they think as a single mind, like a single individual. It allows them to kind of make decisions as a single being, and it allows them to put the good of the others in front of their own good. So they work very well as a society. Nice. Then you have humans who destroyed most of Earth a few years, like 200 years before the setting of the universe. And now they fight as mercenaries for the other 2 species. So there's a cold war between the 2 species, and humans work for one or the other depending on who's paying better and their opportunities. Anything to get out of Earth and try to find a new place or new opportunities to live. There is one species which is a bit different. They are the Ravager. They're world devourers. So they travel across the galaxy looking for planets that they will come eat raw, and they will take all the genetic material, all the DNA, to try and evolve further. Okay, so they are like the common enemy for the known civilization.
Yes. Okay, the setting is really awesome. I really love it. But in an RPG, character customization is a really important part. How do you manage this in Fate?
Okay, so this is our character sheet or character board.
Yeah.
It's cardboard, and at the beginning of the game, you will choose your character from the different species.
Yes.
You have different genders and 3 characters for each gender or each species. You just choose your character, and then character creation is really fast once you know all the mechanics. So there is 6 attributes and 12 skills. There is a set number of points that you can distribute among them. And a fixed way to do that, so you cannot say like I'm gonna put all my points on ballistics and nothing on the rest of stuff. You have to balance it out, but you can put it the way you want. Like if you wanna be a soldier, you maybe wanna get a lot of dexterity and constitution and a lot of ballistics and athletics. That's fine. But if you wanna be better at maybe you wanna have some medical skills, you can also get points in that. So there's no classes. But character customization is open to do whatever you want. You also have upgrades here. You have 6 upgrade slots, and that means you can get up to 6 upgrades. There are different upgrades, which are like divine powers from the gods. Biological upgrades, like mutations, and technological upgrades, like an extra limb or maybe a brain processing a computer.
And are there any ways to reconfigure your skills or abilities in the game, or if you set it before the first start and it's set for the
You will level up.
Yeah.
As you level up, you will gain new abilities. So you just replace the token you use. So you have a 1 in survival. You want to improve your survival. You change your 1 for a 2, and then you keep going. And that will happen with all your skills up to the maximum values. Attributes can go as high as 3. And they will determine the number of cards you can play during confrontations. The skills can go from 0 to 9, and they will give you the initial value of your action.
Yes.
So you will add the value of your cards to that initial value.
Yes.
So it allows you to win confrontations more easily without getting tired. And the different upgrades, you can gain new upgrades during the game. You just replace these blank tokens with with new abilities, and you can replace all tokens with new tokens. So yeah, that's how character customization works.
Nice. Thank you. And what are these 2 tokens?
Okay, these 2 tokens. One of them, this one here, represents your god, your faith.
Yeah.
The game is called Faith because there are 5 gods in it. Every god represents a different morality or moral set of ideals. So for example, if your character is a Robin Hood type, he doesn't like to follow rules, but he's good-hearted and he wants to help others, there's a god for him. If he's more like a Zen, like something like the Joker from Batman.
Yeah.
Like he just likes to create chaos. There's a god for him as well.
Yeah.
If he is, I don't know. There's 5 different gods that try to include everyone.
Yes.
Okay, so this one will represent your god, and you don't choose your god. It's more like, depending on what you do, you will have one god or no god. Okay.
Nice.
This one represents your affinity. So the different cards, as you can see, have different symbols. This one is urban. This one is nature, urban, operating system, and then we have here the one in that description would be space, and I swear there's a space somewhere. This one is a space. Okay. So this is used to draw back cards to your hand after you have played them. Like it's a drawing mechanic. So this is a special ability for your character. So when he's playing cards of this kind, he will get a special bonus. So you have to choose which affinity you want for your character at the beginning of the game, and that will give him special bonuses throughout the game. Okay?
Nice. Okay, thank you. So the core set is €69.
Yes.
No, 65 or so.
We are selling here for 65. It's 69.
So here in Esseni it's 65, and you can
otherwise
buy
it's
it in
69.
retail.
Yeah,
69.
It contains 4 of these decks.
Yeah.
So it's enough for 3 players plus the GM.
Yes.
He also needs a deck. It contains one of these with 54 different weapons and one of these with 54 different characters. It also contains 4 of these. So if you either buy one extra deck or you have any poker deck at home, you can use the poker deck to replace one of the player decks and add one extra player to the game.
Nice.
Okay?
Okay, and are you planning on any extensions, or you already have some?
We have one expansion in mind. We hope to release it next year on Kickstarter.
Okay.
It will be centered around spaceships, space fights, and robotic expansion. So we want to have one additional playable species of robots.
Yes.
And it will have additional story content, like
Yeah. One last thing, scenarios. Are there any included in the core set, or for starter GMs or things like that? So how to build up the world, how to create a scenario, things like that.
Our game contains 50 pages of fluff and background, but it doesn't contain any specific scenarios. Even so, we have one starters campaign in our webpage. Anyone can download it, and it's great for starting GMs. So it's like 1 session long, around 2.5 hours long.
Yes.
And it helps, it gives the GM everything he needs to drive the story to the end. And it's good to explain the rules and the universe, the setting to the different players.
Yes. Okay, and are you also planning to build up a community behind it? So
We would love to have an active community so we can upload stories, they can upload stories, we can talk about them, we can discuss the future of the game, what they expect to find, if they have any suggestions for the game. So yeah, we would love to have that.
Okay.
And we'll see how that works.
Nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Be sure to check out Fate on Facebook and on their website. See you around.
Köszönöm.
Köszönjük. Thank you.